one of those things where I personally feel like if you have it, it's going to help you propel, right? If you have a really great positive growth mindset, it's going to help you work through some of the trials, the tribulations, keep going, persevere. If you come from a lack mindset, you are going to stumble, fall, fail, and quit. And it is going to stagnate you and stop you from going wherever you were trying or destined to go. And I had to learn that lesson kind of the hard way.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Aquia Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives just like you on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to success and longevity in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I'm so happy to have you here, and I hope that you are listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. If you are a friend in beauty, I welcome you to join the Friends in Beauty Facebook community. If you're looking for a community of like-minded, ambitious, and supportive friends in beauty to virtually connect with, network, and share resources, then click the link below in the show notes or in the description to join the Friends in Beauty Facebook community. I would love to have you there. Also, follow us on social media at Friends in Beauty. Lately, I've been doing this thing called the Friends in Beauty Friday feature, where I spotlight different friends in beauty and their accomplishments in the industry so far. So whether you have hosted your first class or you gotten a brand deal, no matter how big or small you think it is, we want to celebrate you and we want to clap for you. So go ahead and use the hashtag FIB Friday feature so that I can know what you're up to and so that I can spotlight you on our page. Also, this podcast is available on Apple. So if you have an Apple product, a phone, iPad, computer, be sure to find the Friends in Beauty podcast and leave us a 5-star rating and review because I would love to know what you think. And also, we're available on YouTube. Find us on YouTube. I need more YouTube subscribers, okay? Find us on YouTube, subscribe, rate, comment, and also because interviews like this episode is an interview episode, you can actually see us, see our beautiful faces, see us talk, watch the interview as opposed to listening to it if that's your thing. I personally like watching the interviews if I can. So if you're like that, be sure to find us on YouTube so you can do that. And also, share it with your friends in beauty, your family, your friends, anybody that you think can benefit from listening to this podcast. Share them so that we can grow. I'm really focused on growing this community as much as I can in 2020 and beyond, and I can't do that on my own. So if you can please share this podcast, share the Friends in Beauty page, share our mission, share the resources that we are giving with your other friends in beauty and your friends and family, that would be greatly appreciated. Now, on today's episode, we welcome to the Friends in Beauty guest chair, Shavon Dotson. Shavon Dotson is a professional makeup artist and beauty educator who specializes in creating a natural beauty look by focusing on glowing skin that doesn't feel heavy or greasy. She believes in the healing power of makeup and the power of touch. She uses her talents to create a serene and calming environment for her clients that allows them to get into a positive space so they can feel like they can conquer the world. But makeup isn't all she's made of. She's always had a passion for empowering and inspiring women through her beauty education courses. She combines both her love for makeup and her expertise in personal development to create content with tangible outcomes customized to fit the need of the client. Through her understanding of the importance of both mindset and skill set, she has been working aimlessly at creating the life of her dreams and is dedicated to educating, empowering, and inspiring other women to do the same. I absolutely loved interviewing Shavon. This is such a good episode that I know for sure that you all are going to enjoy. We talked about everything from just her journey in the industry and how she got into makeup, which is so unique. And we also dived into makeup and mindset and meditation and affirmations, which is all of the things that I love talking about. If I'm not talking about networking, the next thing that I love to talk about is all of those things that I just mentioned. And I really enjoy interviewing with Shavon because we've known each other for some time, but I don't think that we've ever had the opportunity to really sit and chit chat the way that we did for this interview. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump into it. I also forgot to mention Shavon is the host of the Makeup and Mindset podcast. So we touched on that a little bit too. All of the information for that would be down below in the show notes. But without further ado, let's jump into this bomb interview with Shavon Dotson. Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, Shavon.
Thank you for having me, Aquia. I'm so excited to be here.
I am so excited to have you because you are indeed like the literal definition of a friend in beauty. Like we met through the coaching program that we were in with Sonia. And I think I just talked about, I forgot what episode it was. Oh, the episode I did a story time about how Friends in Beauty got started.
Mm-hmm.
And Sonia had a hand in like helping me like, do all of that. So I was talking about how I was in her program and how intense it was and like all of that stuff. So
Yes. And it's amazing to see everybody who was at those events and then those things, like just what everybody is doing. I'm just like blown away and I love it.
Yes, me too. I love seeing what everybody's doing. And it's so funny because after like the program finished, I actually like missed y'all. So I was so happy when I saw you at the Friends of Beauty holiday party because I hadn't seen you like in person in so long because we were always on the calls. Like it was like every Monday or Tuesday or something for like hours with each other. Then like after that, it was like, okay, bye.
Right.
So yeah. But thank you so much for doing this. Before we actually jump into the interview, what I like to start off with is some icebreakers, just so the audience can get to know you a little bit more outside of what you do in the Friends in Beauty community.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you some icebreaker questions. So whatever
Cool.
comes to mind. So the first one is give us 3 random facts about you.
First random fact, my full name is not Shavon. My full name is Shavon Uet. Many people don't know that. I just go by Shavon.
That's fancy, Shavon Uet.
Yeah, Shavon Uet is my full like government name. Please don't nobody steal my name. No. So that's one fun fact. Another fun fact, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a Broadway actress. Like when I was in elementary school, if you asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, it was an actress on Broadway.
I love that.
As you can see, that's not exact. I'm not doing that right now, but that is what I wanted to do when I was younger. So that's another fun fact. What's one more fun fact? I'm the youngest of 5 children. My parents had 5 kids together, and I am the baby of the family. But if you met us all and saw us all together, you probably wouldn't know I was the baby of the family.
Right. How far are you apart from the person before you?
So my brother, he is 2 years older than I am.
Okay.
Yeah. So in 10 years, my mom had 5 kids. And my sister, the youngest and the oldest, we are exactly 10 years and 2 days apart.
Wow.
Her birthday is 2 days before mine.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So next icebreaker, what does everybody tell you that you're good at aside from like being good at makeup and business and all of that?
So first of all, fun fact, nobody tells me I'm good at makeup. So that's interesting. But
well, they don't tell you, but they tell you by booking you that you're good at makeup.
Like, nobody's like, girl, you're so good at it. But what's interestingly enough, people have told me that I'm good at speaking.
Yes.
And it actually was people in the mastermind who were just like, wow, like you're really good at speaking. That was not anything I ever thought was a skill.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's just one of those like, I just speak. So that was like mind blowing to me when I had a couple people that just come up to me, and people tell me that all the time. They're just like, wow, you're a really good public speaker. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, for real? Interesting. So people tell me that quite frequently.
Yeah, you are good at speaking. Like you're really articulate, and like when you speak, it's like you totally understand what you're saying. Like it's no around the bush, or it's like straight to the point and very concise. I could actually, you're a very good speaker.
Thank you very much.
What qualities do you admire about yourself?
I would say I am very determined, and I'm very persistent, And I will say lately, the biggest quality I've been admiring about myself is I'm learning how to value myself more. And I really honor that. And I love it.
Awesome. Now, this is a super random one. Would you rather be invisible or have the ability to read minds?
Honestly, I'd rather be invisible. If I could read people's minds like all the time, like I wear my expressions on my face, so I don't think it would bode well for people. So I would take invisibility.
Okay. Yeah, I probably that's true. I'm the same way. I definitely, if I'm not saying it out loud, you could definitely see it on my face, and it's
Right, right.
yeah.
I walk into a room, if somebody would say something, I'll look at them like, oh, no, she didn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's making me invisible.
Got you. What's your most favorite place that you've traveled to?
Puerto Rico.
Ooh.
Yeah, Puerto Rico is like my favorite, just relax. I just like the vibe of Puerto Rico. It's amazing. We've been there a couple of times, and I actually think I might want to live there for a little bit. So because the vibe is just, I don't know, it's so beautiful. It's cool. It's my vibe, so I like it.
Nice. So aside from the Broadway thing, if you weren't doing makeup right now, what would you want to be doing?
Um, what would I want to be doing? That is a good question. I don't know. I think I would be teaching. I would go back and really probably be teaching. I was halfway through a teaching degree.
Oh, wow.
And then I was just like, mm-mm. But I always love education. So I would probably be teaching.
Okay. Like teaching in the traditional sense, like teaching children or adults?
Kids, because my patience with grown-ups is quite thin, but probably teaching. I can't teach the babies, and I did used to teach them, and then I was like, I can't do this no more. But honestly, my patience level is probably good for teenagers. I work well with teenagers, like except for my own teenager, but other kids, I work well with them and I relate to them. So I would be teaching teenagers.
That's so funny. I always say I'm so afraid to teach teenagers because I'm so nice.
Oh,
And I look young. Everybody always thinks I'm younger than what I am. So I always felt like they would just like run all over me, just like have a good time with Miss Robinson.
no. You know what? They got attitude, right? But it don't bother me. I can handle it. You know what I'm saying? I just be like, girl, bye. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't
Right.
doesn't really get under my skin. But I think I have the patience for it.
Okay. That's nice. You never know, because those two, I'm sure they have combined already, because I've seen some things on your page with you teaching, like, the youth and everything. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But thank you for sharing those icebreakers with us. Appreciate it.
Listen, thank you for asking the questions. You had me thinking about some stuff like, I don't know, like, wow, that's a good one. So
Cool. So let's jump into it. Like, tell us more about your journey in the beauty industry. Like, how did this start and where has it led you so far? Tell us all about you.
wow. So my introduction into beauty, when I was younger, like I said, I'm the youngest of 5 kids. And when I was younger, my oldest sister, who is 10 years older than I am, she used to have this, I think it was like an Estee Lauder lipstick or something. I don't know what brand it was, but it was a lipstick that was green, but it turned red when you put it on. I will never forget it. Right? Like super fancy.
Okay.
I remember going to like sneak in her room and she had these like Estee Lauder, what is it, Pleasures, like perfume and stuff and makeup. And I would go and sneak in her room and just wanted to play dress up. And I just remember just really kind of being into that as a kid. So I always like to say that was kind of my first introduction because my mom was never into makeup. So I didn't grow up seeing a woman take time and prep herself. My mom was not like, you get my mama some Vaseline and she good. So I saw my sister have these things and I was just like, okay, like my sister used to be in the big earrings and I was just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like I might try to play with that. And then when I was in college, in undergrad, looking for a job, I went into a department store and everybody was just like, girl, you can go work at the makeup counter. You can get, free makeup and all this other stuff. I was like, that sounds fun. So everybody was going to the Clinique counter. But when I went to apply, they were just like, nah, like we not hiring no more. I went to like every counter, like, excuse me, are you guys hiring? And ended up getting my first job in beauty at the Chanel counter. in this
Okay.
department store. Right. I was like, okay, I just made the come up working at the Chanel counter. And that was my first real beauty job. And it was just so much fun. I really enjoy just connecting with people and watching their expression when you put a little bit of makeup on. It was super fun. So from there, I started dabbling in it more and more. I used to do my sister's makeup, my mom makeup, when she would let me, and just kind of put my hand in it here or there. But when I moved to the DC area in 2013, I started thinking about like, I need a side hustle, right? Because this area it's expensive. So
And where
I
did
want
you
to do
move
something.
from?
I moved from Charlotte. I used to live in Charlotte. I lived there for about 8 years. I'm originally from Wisconsin.
Gotcha.
And so I moved to North Carolina, like after I graduated from college. And then I wanted to move to this area. So I moved here and was stunned by the cost of living and just, how expensive it was. So I started thinking about like, what can I do? And I'll never forget it was about 2013, 2014, girl, I reached out to a Mary Kay consultant and I was just like, I want to be a makeup artist. Like, let me sign up to do Mary Kay. And I paid my $99 for my kit. And sweetie, when I got that kit, I just knew I was going to blow up within like the next 365 days and be the best makeup artist ever. Didn't happen. It did not happen at all. But that little starter kit with those things in it allowed me to play. And it forced me to step outside of my comfort zone, like putting makeup on other women and learning about color matching. And just from there, I was like, I think I really like this and want to do more. And in this area, the DMV area, there were beauty workshops all the time. So I started just investing. Every time I saw a workshop, I'm paying, I'm going. And just from there, it's really flourished into me just being like, I love connecting with people in this way. And it's really not just a thing about makeup for me. It's really about the connection with people. And I always tell people, it's really a ministry for me because I'm a healer. I understand that now. I have a certain healing energy about me. So when I connect with people in that way, it's just our time to just, allow them to relax, allow them to, de-stress if they need it. And I don't know, that's just kind of how I've been navigating this space, is not putting too many expectations on myself as a makeup artist, allowing my artistry to go wherever it takes me, and making sure that I'm always being authentic to my aesthetic and my vibe, really. So that's kind of where I've been in this industry.
I love that. So tell me a little bit about the experience that clients get when they come to you, with you being a healer and you having that vibe, that energy with you.
So I always tell people what they can expect. First of all, I'm a listener. And I think in order to be a really great at anything service related, you have to be a good listener. Now, when I first came into this business, it was all about like, let me tell you what I want to put on your face.
Yeah.
And then I learned just from seeing how clients reacted with myself or with other people. I'm like, oh, you're right. I didn't listen. Right. So clients really can get that energy from me where we're going to talk first. I'm not your typical makeup artist where I'm sending you to the website and I'm telling you to, go book. I really love to connect with my clients personally from jump. So number one, I like to make sure I'm the right fit for that person and they're the right fit for me, so they can expect a full consultation before an appointment is booked, before money is exchanged. Let's check out the vibe first. And I also want you to understand my aesthetic. I don't do everybody type of makeup. So I need to make sure it's the right fit. And then I listen to them. So I like to ask clients questions about like whatever the occasion is or whatever, the reason is that they're getting makeup done or they're wanting to learn something. I just really want to get the vibe of where they're going, what they're doing, why they want this information. Because I really want to create a customized experience for them. Whether it's, when I had to do bridal, I wanted to make sure my brides could relax when she's with me, because I understand that behind the scenes of the bridal industry, like it's chaotic.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that they can just relax, be heard, and also make sure that they're really getting what they're paying for. So just making sure that I'm listening to them and I'm creating, a very serene environment where they can feel like they can be themselves and they can use their voice. Because, oftentimes folks go get services and we leave and be like, girl, this ain't even what I wanted. So I try to encourage my clients, like, if this ain't what you want, let me know and I'll be happy to make sure I fix it.
Right. How would you describe your aesthetic?
Simple. That's how it is. I always tell I think I've drilled it down to like simplified beauty, natural beauty, right? I don't like to spend at maximum more than like 15 minutes on my makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And even this face I got on today, it was like 5 minutes. So that's how I would describe my aesthetic. Very simple, very natural. I can zhuzh it up sometimes, but I love to work with a person's natural features. I do tell people I am not a plastic surgeon. I am not into reshaping the way your face is set up. So if you're looking for that, I'm not it. I just am here to enhance.
Right. And I love that because I know for sure when I first started doing makeup, I I tried so hard, Shavon. I tried so hard to do like that Instagram beat, and
Girl,
and I tell people I literally can't do it. Like I just can't because everything ends up being blended out and
yep.
and everything. And I had a moment where I thought like, dang, nobody's ever gonna book me because this is what everybody wants. And then once I started doing what came naturally to me, I realized, oh, people do want to look natural. Oh, my aesthetic does resonate with people, and you will continue to get booked. Because I saw your post that you made about I think Black is King and how Beyonce's makeup is always natural. So that just lets us know that there is room for us on that side.
Absolutely. And you know what? I struggled with that for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to do all the cut creases and the glitter eyeshadows and, the super overline of the lips and the harsh contour. I tried to do that as well. And it just wasn't me. I tried to play around with lots of eyeshadow colors and it just did not sit right with me at all. And I struggled so hard with, is this even the right space for me? Right? Like, is there really a seat at this beauty table for me, knowing that I don't like to do all that extra stuff? And so I have had to go on a journey for myself to be okay with whatever my aesthetic is. But I've also had to just stand in my own authority with that and be very clear and say, sis, it's all right. This is you. This is what you're good at. Right? Like, be amazing in this lane. Don't try to hop over there in that lane. So I try to own this lane that I'm in, which is why I love to have consultations with my clients, because I would hate for someone to think they about to get the Instagram beat. Right? When I'm not, that's not what I'm about to do. We about to do the real nice, soft, natural. And it's like, and if that's not what you want, I will refer somebody out quick, fast, and in a hurry. So I'm really happy to be in this space of acceptance of my aesthetic. And now I feel like I'm focusing on perfecting my own aesthetic instead of always trying to match my hand to somebody else's hand.
Right. I love that you said that. And I think that's what the power of community is, and the power of like building relationships and sharing, because I've definitely done that before. I don't go through the whole process of consultations and all that stuff, but I will ask them like, what kind of look are you going for? And if they send me something that I'm not comfortable with doing or that I don't really do for real, I'm like, first of all, how'd you even land on my page and you want this? But whatever. But I would definitely recommend them to somebody who is good at doing that. And I have no problem with doing that because I don't want to get there, try to do it, and then they hate it. And then it's she can't do makeup, and it's a whole thing. So definitely perfecting what you're good at is definitely really, really good. I like that.
Yes, thank you.
So when it comes to investing, because I know you're not shy to invest in your business with classes, with coaching and everything. What kind of results have you seen with investing in your business versus, I guess, when you first started, you were just kind of dibbling and dabbling?
I've seen major results, right? But I'll say this: when I first started like really investing, my first makeup class was, I want to say maybe like 2014. And then I took a business class in 2015. And at first I was just like, I ain't doing this no more. Like, this not, it's really not worth it. I didn't get what I needed to get, but it really took for me to just keep trying at it and keep having clarity for me to understand, man, I have learned so much from all the many times that I've invested in myself, business wise, personal wise, because I tell everybody this journey of entrepreneurship has been the biggest lesson in personal development I have ever experienced. Yes. You want to learn about yourself, start a business.
I'm telling you.
Yes. So I've seen so many different results on so many different levels, both internally and externally. And I'm really just so proud of my own personal growth. I'm proud of the confidence that I have now in my artistry and also on the business side. So I tell people, when you're investing in yourself as a business, you might not see your ROI immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not see that return on investment tomorrow. That doesn't mean it wasn't worth the investment. You really have to keep trying, because the thing is, nobody can ever take that knowledge back from you, and it's there in your mind. And I find myself tapping into all of those years of, instruction and coaching every now and again. It's like, oh girl, you know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I pull out all of my notes, like, let me go back. I know how to do that. I have the resources to be able to do that. So it's paid off immensely.
I'm over here just smiling because I'm hearing so many similarities with you, like with myself, because I'm an avid like note taker and everything, and I have notebooks full of information. And sometimes I have to stop myself because I am the type of person that really feels like I can't move forward with certain things unless I invest and take a course to learn how to do it right and make sure it's like perfect and then do it. And then I have to stop myself, like, look, pull out these notebooks,
Girl.
like in these notebooks before you go and spend another dollar, because nothing wrong with investing in yourself, but sometimes you do have to have that conversation, like, girl, you already got it, so stop playing.
You know what? I actually told myself in 2020, I said, Shavon, don't invest in nothing else. Like, and I did. I told myself, I said, for this year, you better not invest in nothing else. You better use all the tools that you have first, because I have so many tools and resources that I just haven't gone back to revisit those notes. So I have prohibited myself and invested in anything for a year, because I'm really challenging myself to use what I know and to trust that all the information I've received can serve me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning now also to be more intentional. I've invested in some not so great people, right? Like, I have had not the best experiences with investing in people. So I am way more careful. And I'm like you, I'm tied to results.
Yeah.
That's the Virgo in me, is like wanting to perfect stuff. So I would see some, everybody out like, you want to make $25,000? Sign up for this course and learn how to make it in 30 days. Like, I was really pulled to those things. And sometimes it would cause me to invest in people that I didn't do enough research on. And I paid the price for it. So I'm learning, be intentional with things that are in alignment with where I'm trying to go in the journey that I'm on right now, because I honor what worked for somebody else. It might not work for me. It might not be my vibe. So I am learning to trust myself, go with my instinct, and also do my research.
Right. And I always like to look at things as a learning experience. Like, I've definitely invested in people who I was like, okay, I already knew that, or this is not what I expected to get. But I always see it and this is before I became an educator. So for me, when I became an educator, I felt like that prepared me for what not to do. Or I try to go above and beyond so that people don't look at me in that way, like, oh, she didn't give me what I asked for. So I think going through those experiences with people who didn't really deliver helped me to like develop myself as an educator, to make sure I'm actually delivering on what I said I'm going to, and making sure people actually get what they came for. For sure.
That part. Exactly.
Yes. So I know over the years, you've been in the industry for some time, that you probably dabbled and dabbled in, trying to grow your business in different ways. Like, what kind of ways have you developed now to diversify your income?
So first of all, I used to just offer like makeup, right? But I realized I'm kind of like you. I'm an educator at heart. So I learned how to monetize that skill set and to teach. So that's one of the things I do, offer classes. And then I started to want to diversify like my skill set. So outside of makeup, I offer lashes, like lash extensions. I'm interested into permanent makeup artistry. So I want to learn how to microblade, because I love microbladed brows. And that's just the service offerings. But in other ways, I've diversified my income. I've done like virtual things online. I've done like digital courses, things like that. But doing those things, especially with this pandemic, it has really helped me understand more about myself and realize I don't want to do anything online.
Okay.
Like, not in this space that I'm in right now.
Yeah,
And I've had to say, Shavon, and that's okay.
it is.
Right? That is really just okay. So I'm at this moment working on honoring myself in that space to say, I don't want to do all these digital products that I know is just super popular right now. And I'm not against digital products, but I'm now in the space of saying, well, honor yourself and just loving to connect with people. And I am building out more revenue streams to, really provide more individual one-on-one, type sessions. I'm a teacher, like I teach, beauty. And so I have education courses that people can tap into one-on-one for like a full day with me. So those are some of the different revenue streams that I personally have. I've learned to have different service offerings as well as, of course, different things that people can tap into just on a one-on-one basis, because I love for people to work with me one-on-one in like an education or consulting area as well. But I'm learning to monetize my knowledge just like consulting. And that's something I had to honor myself and say, like, sis, you know enough to help somebody get started, to at least get started. So I am learning and being in that space where I'm like, it's okay to monetize what you learn, like your expertise. So
Yeah.
those are my little revenue streams.
I love that. I love that because I definitely feel the same. I don't have a problem with doing virtual things, but I always like, even when I do lives and stuff like that, but I always tell people, I feel like people get me more when they see me in person, because a lot of people always think that I'm shy. I am quiet to a certain extent. I like to, like you said, you're observant. I'm an observant person. I'm not necessarily shy. I'm kind of like trying to feel you out first before I make a move. So a lot of times when people see me online, my online presence kind of reads differently than how I read like in person. So the virtual thing is cool, but I can't wait till we could get back to, I need my hugs from people. I need to touch on people, like not in a nasty way, but like, I need to be in the space with people to really vibe and get that energy.
And you know what, though? I didn't realize that I needed that until this pandemic took it away from me.
Yeah.
I was so all about like, yes, I want to have a zillion digital products and I want to make money in my sleep and people can go click on this, download it and get it. And then I was in this space where it's like it was forcing us to go digital because you can't go touch nobody and be with nobody, in spaces. And
Right.
I was going down that road and I was doing lives and I was doing like virtual one-on-ones, and it drained me. Like it really drained me energetically. And I was like, oh, I really don't want to do this. And I feel like people vibe with me better, like you said, like in person, face to face. And I just, because I'm a teacher, but I'm a hands-on teacher. So when I teach people, I like want to take your hand and be like, hold it like this, because I believe in muscle memory. So I'm just like, no, it's hard to do that when I'm on Zoom and you like actually 90-degree angle and then tilt it a little bit and then hold your head, So this space has helped me realize I love being in rooms with people and connecting face to face with people, which is interesting because I'm actually an introvert. But in the business space, I function better at just being in the same room with people. And I was just like, it's okay. Let me honor myself in that. And I will sit down and use this time to just rest up and be ready when outside opens back up so I can jump back into it.
Right. So I want to switch gears just a little bit, because what I really want to dive into more with you is just a topic that, is very trendy right now. Mindset, meditation, intuition, all of that good stuff, which is really important. But I feel like a lot of us don't really understand it or tap into it until it's like a little bit further on into our careers, when we're really, really trying to take it seriously and we're trying to figure out why this person got that and why this ain't working for me. And like, then you realize, oh, mindset, meditation, or intentions, affirmations, all of that good stuff. So as the host of the Makeup and Mindset podcast, can you tell me a little bit about like what makeup and mindset means to you and how it has impacted like your business?
Yeah, so makeup and mindset for me really comes from a very personal space. Back in, I want to say like 2010, maybe 2009, somewhere between, like, I'll give it a 2-year time span, '08 and maybe 2010. Those were really rough years for me. I was a single mom. I have a 16-year-old right now. Now I'm married, got a baby on the way. Life is amazing, but it wasn't always like that. It wasn't always beautiful in that way, in my perspective. And I was a single mom, and I had just moved to North Carolina in 2008 after I graduated from undergrad. And I just wasn't working like I thought I would with a college degree. It was the recession, right? 2008. What a wonderful time to graduate from college.
I graduated at the same time.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, wonderful. Right into this recession you go. And so I was working and having to pay all of these bills and be in a new city. And it was really rough. It was rough on my ego because in my head, I have a college degree and I'm making $7.50 an hour. And I have a 4-year-old that I have to pay for private school for. And, private school was daycare for me at the time, right? Like I needed my child to be somewhere so that I could work. And then I was working on my master's degree. And I just got into a really bad space mentally. I felt all alone. I was just broke, depleted. And, I tell people there was a point where I just found myself on the ground, like in the bathroom, in the dark, crying, sobbing, my daughter banging on the door. And I just wanted to quit. I did. I really wanted to quit. And I had to pull myself from that dark space. And I realized I had given so much of myself as a mom, as a person just trying to make it. I didn't have anything else for me. Mm-hmm. So I started to say, Shavon, spend some time with yourself. And it was little things like makeup. I would put a little mineral powder on my face and I felt better. I took that time for me. I put a little lip gloss on and I felt a little bit better. And it just kind of evolved into this thing where when I really had makeup to play with, I would take at least 15 minutes for myself. And I would legitimately tell like my child, don't talk to me for these 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. Mommy's about to go make herself look cute. But it was just my time to connect with myself. So makeup really became a meditation for me. I didn't know that's what it was at the time. I, didn't know to put a name to it, but it was just time for me to connect with myself. And then even on my makeup journey, I've learned more about my own mindset and, my own personal self, way more on this journey of makeup than I had ever, learned of myself in previous experiences. So makeup for me is very personal because it has healed me so much, like from the inside out. And I tell everybody, right? Like when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you want to look good. Mm-hmm. And that's just kind of been my thing. And so I love to talk to people about meditation, right? About your mindset. And honestly, I tell people take 10 or 15, I don't care if it's 5 minutes for yourself. Take time for yourself every day and connect with yourself. Because the art of putting makeup on, we're touching our faces, and that is connection to ourselves because there's healing in the power of touch. And so I tell people like put eyeliner on, connect with yourself in that way and affirm yourself during that time. Like focus on a good feeling at the time that you're connecting with yourself, whatever your beauty routine, like don't be tied to the outcome of what it looks like. Really focus on what it feels like. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how that started and evolved. And even now, like I have a little space and my family knows I'll come in here. I put on my affirmations while I do my makeup. I'll listen to really good feeling music. Or I'll watch Netflix, like something funny. I just am very intentional that anytime I sit down and do my makeup, I have to connect with a good feeling because that's going to help me get my mind together so that I can tackle my day.
I absolutely love that. And I think I thought it was so interesting to hear because I think it was on the first episode of your podcast, the Makeup and Mindset podcast, when you talked about doing your makeup and how that is your meditation and you don't necessarily do like the traditional meditation where you sit. And I thought that was so cool because I think a lot of people don't get into meditation because of what they think it's supposed to look like or what it's supposed to feel like. And it could really just be whatever you need it to be for yourself. Me personally, because my mind is so like, it might not look like it on the outside, but I really feel like I have like 10 million or so thoughts a day. So for me, I have to actually sit close my eyes or concentrate on something and like focus on my breath and all that stuff just to bring it down, because it'd be a lot going on in there. But I love the aspect of doing your makeup and affirming yourself, because the face is one of those things that doesn't really get touched.
Exactly.
It doesn't really get touched a lot. So if you're touching on your face and just speaking those beautiful words to yourself, I just love it.
Oh, thank you so much. It's really been a magnificent journey for me so far, and it was one of those things where I had to think about it and say, at the end of the day, when I'm no longer here physically in the body, what do I want to leave in this world? And I really want to leave those affirming words, in this world. I have, my daughter, she's 16 years old. And so I want her to have something to listen to that's really about like female empowerment, have a baby on the way. So about to have a son soon. I want him to have something in this world where it's like, oh man, like my mom's was kind of dope talking these things. And I was just like, I really just want to leave that, in this world, in this space.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, okay, start a podcast. And I tell people, I really don't care if don't nobody listen to it. Like, it's there, it's available, tap into it if you want to. But I honestly didn't put it there because I was trying to achieve 1 billion listens and downloads and hit. It was something I knew I needed to do and I wanted to do. And I needed to release those things. And I'm honoring myself and just going with the flow and not trying to make it, a revenue thing and monetize it. I'm just going to let it be. Yeah. And I've been so blessed by people who have actually tapped into it, and just their response to it. It really touches my soul so deep, because I love for people to just connect with themselves. And, even if it's one word that they took away, or even I love providing people with a platform, like you're doing with the Friends in Beauty podcast. I love giving people a platform to speak and tell their story and leave a positive message in this world. And then we talk about a little makeup too, because who don't like talking about a little makeup?
Right.
So it's been really fun, and it's also been a part of my healing process.
Mm-hmm. And I love that too, because a lot of times when we're so tied to the end result, or so tied to the amount of money we want to make, or the fame attached to it, or the recognition, it doesn't come out well. And when you're authentically just doing something that feels good to you, that's when you really start to connect with people, and people can see the value in you, and you can heal from it too.
Yeah, that's really just what I wanted. So I tell people, like, if you don't mind a little cussing, a little whoops, maybe some bad audio here and there, tap into it. Because I tell folks, I don't do no editing. I want it to be authentic. I don't do any editing with it purposefully, right? Like if we screw up, I'd be like, "Oops, my bad. Let's try it again." Like I'm not gonna edit it, because that to me is the healing part about just letting it be. One of the things that I'm working on personally is giving up control, because I have gotten into, like, I try to control a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. So I work on giving up control, and I'm just gonna let stuff flow. So, if the internet connection bad, I'd be like, all right, well, my bad. We tried, maybe we'll try it again. But I just try to let it be whatever it's going to be. And pray that it blesses people the way that it's blessed me so far.
I love it. Love it. So why do you think mindset is so important when it comes to, especially the beauty industry? Why is it so important?
Dude. Because like, mindset is one of those things where I personally feel like if you have it, it's going to help you propel, right? If you have a really great positive growth mindset, it's going to help you work through some of the trials, the tribulations, keep going, persevere. If you come from a lack mindset, you are going to stumble, fall, fail, and quit. And it is going to stagnate you and stop you from going wherever you were trying or destined to go. And I had to learn that lesson kind of the hard way, just through, we talked about the boot camp experiences and stuff. My biggest testament of like mindset, I'll never forget my first boot camp experience. And I was there in New York, and my dad was in the hospital, right? He's a girl. My daddy was in the hospital. My dad had never been in the hospital before. And y'all know I showed up and was just like, listen, I'm going to sit in the back and y'all, we gonna do what we gonna do, but I might have to leave, and that's gonna be okay. And I showed up a little disconnected and already feeling defeated. I was intimidated by every person in that room. And I went within myself, right? Like I receded into myself and I played small that day because I'm like, ooh, all these women better than me. They've been doing this longer than me. I don't like, should I even be here? Why did you even spend all this money to come here, girl? You could have saved that money and paid some bills. So there were all of these things that was coming from a place of lack. And I'll never forget Sonia was going through all of our kits, and I showed up with whatever I could fit in my little caboodle kit at that time. And everybody had all of this big stuff, name brand. And I was just like, oh my God, like I probably shouldn't even be here. But what helped me was even seeing her go through everybody kit, and even the people who I thought was like the best makeup artists ever, they were struggling. Mm-hmm. Like everybody was struggling with something that weekend. And that really helped me understand that it's really about how I perceive things, right? And it's about, I'm either going to use this as an opportunity to grow and see it as something that's going to help me, or I could have sat there and took away from that opportunity and be like, I ain't going around none of them little heifers no more. Everybody, like I could have had that vibe. And it's like, imagine how many blessings I would have missed out on. Yeah. If I would have continued to play small and I would have continued to stay in my own way, I would never have really connected with so many amazing people and gotten so many blessings that I've had. And even in my journey as a makeup artist, mindset has been the biggest thing that I've had to work on, because I found myself in that, comparative analysis paralysis, where I'm comparing my work to your work and I'm just like, ugh, I don't do it, like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? Like mine ain't as good as hers, so I guess I'm not a great makeup artist. And I've had to really challenge myself and ask myself, where is that really coming from? Because nobody ever said that, Shavon. Where is the proof that that's even true? Nobody ever told you that. And so just building myself up, and I started to see the more confident I am in myself, guess what? The easier it was to attract clients. Mm-hmm. I remember like wanting to beg people, please let me do your makeup. I will pay you to let me do your makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like being in that space where I really wasn't confident, to moving into a space now where I'm just like, my price is my price. I am what I am. I offer what I offer. We either gonna vibe or we not. You gonna like it or you not. And not in a cocky way, but understanding that this is it and I'm not negotiating. Mm-hmm. And now I'm attracting a different type of clientele. I attract clients who never question my rate, right? I attract clients who come with a great energy that I want to be around anyways.
Right.
And that's been a really huge shift for me, is making sure that in my mindset, I'm operating from a place of abundance, a place of growth, and not a place of lack, because I'm no longer pushing myself to be like, it has to be this, it has to be this, or you got to hurry up and make it this. I'm just like, you know what? Money is all around me. When I need money, money will find me, right?
Money's my best friend.
Yes, like I can produce money. Money is energy. It will flow to me and then it'll flow through me. And so that's really helped me, because even with investing, we talked about investing, I no longer hold on to my dollars so tight because I'm scared it's not going to come back to me. With a growth mindset, I understand that I am giving of myself, right? Like it's okay for me to release this money because it's going to come back tenfold. Mm-hmm. And that's a mindset thing I've really had to work on and work through. And it's done wonders for me as a business owner and as a personal, just on a personal level.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I could talk to you all day. Like, I definitely know I will talk to you after this. But like when it comes to mindset, I know for sure, like with me, there are several times where you have to, because we're in the world, like Instagram, social media, we're consuming information, we're human too. So it's easy to start comparing yourself, or to, your mindset will start to slip a little bit. So in those moments where you feel like your mindset is starting to sway a little bit from the growth mindset, and you're starting to compare, or you're starting to, get down on yourself about, okay, I set these goals, but they haven't really happened yet. How do you get yourself back on track? Like, what are some of the steps you take to get yourself back on track to, push forward?
Cry, first of all. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest with you. Like, I swear, I want to give up maybe like 15 times per day. I do. Like, I just had a moment earlier today, and I was just like, I just want to quit. Like, it's just not even working. I still have those moments. And especially during this pandemic, I've had a lot of those moments where I've been down on myself. I have been nitpicking at myself, and I felt my mindset slipping. And I try to, number one, like shake those thoughts out. And I'm reading a book called The Untethered Soul. And I think it's somebody, I don't know his name, Michael Stringer, I believe is the name.
And I'm gonna put it in the show notes for people.
Yes, The Untethered Soul. But it's really about questioning that voice in our mind. Because I'm like you, I have 10 billion thoughts that go through my mind per day. And so when things pop up and I find that I'm battling with those thoughts in my head, I'm learning how to question those thoughts and say, okay, Shavon, you said it's not working out. Where's the evidence that it's not working out? Where's the evidence that that's true? And I really legitimately have to ask myself to show my own self the evidence. And then I start to journal. And journaling's been very helpful for me because I am about releasing, and I have to release negative thoughts and negative energy. And I know some people love to work out. I wish I did love to work out because that would probably be a very helpful release for me, but I don't. So I do journal, and I will write in my notebooks, and I will just get it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will get out all the ugliness. I will probably call somebody a B word, or you know what I'm saying? I will get it out and write it down. And then I will, it's gone, right? Like, I try to just release it. But I do give myself a time period to be like, okay, Shavon, I'm going to give you 30 minutes. I'm going to give you 30 minutes to soak and to be upset. And then you got to let it go. And so I just try to feel myself out to see, like, what am I needing in that moment? Sometimes I will go to good old YouTube and I'll listen to, you know, affirmational videos. Abraham Hicks is my favorite. Yes, I've been getting into, you know, Les Brown, and of course I love like Tony Robbins, but it's just so many people. If it's affirming, you know, I'll listen to it. And then I've listened to just like meditation music sometimes. So whatever I feel like I need to do to reconnect and to ground myself, you know, I'll go get my crystals and go sit in the grass, look crazy for a minute. I'll go outside and take a walk. I have to do something. I try to figure out what I'm needing in that moment, and then, you know, just give myself that, and then let it go.
Yeah, for me, a lot of times it's just solitude because I am so much of a people person, and I'm like so supportive, like to a fault. Like, I always want to help people. Sometimes I realize, like, when those feelings are starting to come up, it's because I'm not really taking care of myself or doing what I need to do for myself. So a lot of times for me, it's just like, you need to be alone for like a good day or two just to sit with yourself and your thoughts so you can actually hear yourself and hear what you need. And for me, I like sitting right by the water. Water helps me. So I'll go to like a park that has a lake, or go to the beach, or, you know, somewhere with water. Great Falls is a good one. And just walk around and just be outside and just like reevaluate. Sometimes, are you really doing this because you want to do it, or are you trying to keep up, sort of thing?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, if you're trying to keep up, then that's the reason why it's probably not happening, because you're trying to be like everybody else. So quit it. Just cut it out.
What else I'll do? I will eliminate all social media that has me questioning myself. So I have had to unfollow a whole bunch of people. And I tell folks, like, don't take it personal, but there's something about whatever you posted that triggers some stuff in me that I don't need to see it right now. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I can support you and love you from afar, but if I find that there is something triggering, you know, about that information, number one, I definitely have to evaluate that in myself, but I also want to get rid of it. Right. So I can not be comparing all the makeup artists in the world. I will say one of the biggest pieces of advice that I've ever taken from Sonia, when people were just like, how, you know, I keep comparing myself, people on Instagram, what do I do? And she was just like, stop following them. And I remember it was so simple when she said, I was like, Sonia, how dare you say that?
Like, oh, really? Is that simple? I think she told me that before too.
Yeah, unfollow them. She was like, I don't follow no makeup artists. I was like, oh.
She did. She said, I only follow the people who I'm working with at the moment. And then that's it. Like, once I start working with you, I don't need to see what you're doing.
Yeah, she was just like, girl, I follow, like, you know, cooking stuff, or birds and trees. I'm like, how simple is that? So I will unfollow somebody and make sure I'm only seeing and digesting the things that I need to be digesting. But I've also learned to take a social media break because we consume so much media. And for me, that can be detrimental to my mindset because it's information overload. And during this pandemic, I have found myself being like, I need to go social media for, a little bit. And when I feel like I can come back, I'll come back. If I feel like I need to ghost it again, I'm going to ghost it again because everybody has their opinions. Mask, no mask, school, no school, it's just, and it's a lot for me trying to digest so many opinions. And so I tap out. I tell everybody sometimes you just have to tap out. And like you said, be in solitude, sit with yourself. I watch funny Netflix videos, and laughter is healing for me. So I just be like, I just want to laugh. And that's what I focus my energy on.
Yes, I agree. I haven't taken like a hardcore social media break, but I'm very mindful of like if I see something that's about to look like some foolishness, right. I just scroll right on past it. Like I don't even, people send me videos of like violence. I don't even.
Yeah, I'll be like,
I'm like, first of all, if you know me, I don't watch that kind of stuff. Like I don't need to see that, but I just don't even open it. I'm just very mindful of like that, what you consume. And I think, I don't know if it comes with age or if it comes with, I don't know what it is. I've been on this journey like the whole year of just mindfulness and doing things more with intention and everything like that and just protecting my headspace. So I guess when you get to that point, you take it seriously and
that part.
Everything around you, like, nope, that's not for me.
That part. That's right.
Yeah.
I've been on that same journey this year and I've just been drawing boundary lines, and I'm learning to understand what triggers me. Right? I'm learning to acknowledge past trauma and what, triggers that past trauma. So I tell everybody, this is really my time to work on healing. And I have found so much liberation, in healing past traumas and helping to work on my mindset, understanding what triggers me and learning how to, be a little bit more vocal about those things or, whatever the case may be. So I am learning how to draw a line in the sand and be like, oop, nope, don't do that. You don't like the way that feels. So don't tap into that type of energy. And it's been really interesting because people who I was vibing with, at first I'm like, that ain't the vibe right now. So let me tap out and step back, which doesn't mean anything against anyone. It's just like, okay, that's just not in alignment with what I'm trying to do or the energy I'm trying to exchange right now. And that's okay. You do you, I'm gonna do me, holla at you some other time.
Absolutely. And it's so important, especially in business, to take care of that. You don't want to be associated with things that don't resonate with you.
Right.
It's a waste of time.
And it is because like you said, it doesn't give you the results that you're seeking if it's not in alignment with you, if it's not allowing you to be authentic. Things that I thought like would be good for me business wise, I was just like, oh, when I really think about it, that's really not, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really not the vibe for me. I don't like the energy that I'm feeling from that. And it's not going to give me the results that I thought it would because I'm really not feeling it. So let me pivot and let me do something else.
Yes. So one more thing before you go, tell us about your manifesting with makeup segments. It looks like so much fun.
Dude, so man, we had so much fun. And there was a full moon August 3rd, and I am learning how to tap into all of the elements. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce got me feeling real ancestral after watching Black is King. But like I said, I've been on a journey of personal growth and personal development, and also just connecting a lot more, connecting with my ancestors, connecting with the earth and the elements, and connecting with God in a different way. So I've been tapping into like moon energy. And it's really meant a lot to me, and it has helped me so much. And I'll just share a really quick fun tidbit. My wife is pregnant, and the day that we inseminated, there was a full moon, and I had my crystals. I rubbed them on her belly. We had never tried before. This is our first time trying. It was a full moon, so I was just like, baby, let me get my crystals. So I'm like rubbing them on her belly. She had the insemination, and then the moon shines directly into our bathroom. So we took a moon bath that night, and she got pregnant.
That's about to be a powerful baby. I hope y'all ready.
It is. And guess what? His due date is on another full moon in October 31st. And I was, it's just, right? Like when the universe telling you something, pay attention.
I got
and
you.
So, right. I think it's amazing. It's so powerful to me, right? So there was this full moon coming up, and I've been paying attention like to new moons and full moons. I try to do my release and my manifestations and my, and my intentions. And I just got excited about this full moon in August. And I read up on it, and everything I read about, the Aquarius full moon, it just resonated with me. So I was like, let me just see if anybody want to get together, because I've learned that I am a master manifester. So I'm like, let's get some other folks together and see if they just want to, let's manifest and let's talk about what we're going to do, and let's play in makeup, because who don't love makeup? It was such a powerful session yesterday. And, I was doing my makeup and we were doing our makeup. It's not structured, so we're just talking, but it was so powerful. Just women getting together, affirming one another. And we were able to release, to affirm, to just connect and empower one another. And then by the end of it, we was like, oh, you cute. You cute too. It was super powerful because, like I said, makeup is my meditation. So for me to just start connecting all of these things, it's been amazing. And I'm going to do it again. And I said, I just really want to continue to do it. And I just want to provide the space.
Yeah.
So anyone who wants to connect, and, I'm like, I think I want to start doing them maybe weekly, so that I can just be the person to provide the space, and we can come together, we can meditate, we can, affirm one another, and just really connect together and be cute at the same time. So
girl, I feel like you always have these wonderful ideas and things that I love it, because
thank you.
With the full moon, because I'm into all that stuff too. But with the full moon, and then just the energy of all those women, manifestation, like all of those things you all talked about yesterday is going to come to fruition like tenfold.
Yes. And it felt so good, right? Like it felt so good. It was really powerful. So I'm excited to do it again. And, like I said, I'm learning not to be connected to numbers, and I'm like, I'm trying to have these. I don't care. I was so prepared to be on there by myself and manifest, on my own. But the women who wanted to join in, they joined in, and I want to provide that space again. And I just really want to continue to provide connection throughout, especially this time we're so isolated, which I don't know about everybody else, but it's been weighing heavily on me because I'm missing like connection with anybody who don't live in my house. So I really want to continue to just be a space holder for that, and watch everything that we all said just, be coming to pass. I'm gonna be out here like, So I'm excited.
Awesome. What else do you have coming up? What's next for Shavon?
That's a good question. Pivoting is what I'm doing. And this, like I said, this pandemic if it's taught me anything, it's taught me that pivoting is okay, and taking some time to re-strategize is okay. So I am in the process of getting a studio again. I really want to have a studio space again. My goal is to have it by December 2020, so before the end of the year. And that is going to be the space where I want to go back to providing those lessons and that education and my services in person again, in a very intimate space. So that's really what I'm working towards right now, is being able to get those things done and, provide a space for clients where they can come and they can, have a really nice, calm environment. We can connect, we can meditate, we can laugh, we can do makeup, lashes, whatever it is. Because even when I do lashes, I always play like energy cleansing music.
Yeah.
When I'm doing it, so my clients wake up like, oh girl, like that was, like that was a good nap. So I want to just have a whole space where I can provide those things in the right energy and connect with the right people. So that's what I'm working towards.
Awesome. I love it. I know that studio space is going to be a whole vibe.
Thank you. I'm manifesting that too. I am. I really am. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm looking forward to growing, to doing, just continuing to record episodes of Makeup and Mindset. And honestly, I'm just learning how to value myself and value my dreams, right? And not letting fear stop me. And I'm also learning that when you're talking about manifestation and being with, working with intention, to not focus on the how. So I don't know how me having a studio space is going to come to fruition December 2020, but I've learned it's not my business. I just know that it's going to happen, and I expect it to happen. So I'm going to watch it happen.
And
exactly. So yes. So I'm excited. Thank you.
So thanks for sharing that. But before you go, I have to ask you some Friends in Beauty rapid fire questions. So whatever comes to your mind first is, just let it flow.
Okay.
All right. First one, what are the top 3 keys to your success so far?
Top 3 keys to my success: determination, research, and perseverance.
Determination, research, perseverance.
Yes.
How do you measure your success?
I'm learning how to measure my success now more based on how I feel. Like, does this make me happy? That's success to me, instead of looking at what's in my bank account or whatever. And I'm also learning how to measure my success based on other people's testimonies, like the experiences my clients have with me. Maybe I didn't have 30 billion clients, but if the 3 clients that I did have had a really great time, then I was very successful at doing what I do. And I'm walking in my purpose.
What's the best advice you ever received?
I will say the best advice that I ever received, which was hard to receive at the time, was to not hold on to money. The easier it is for me to let money go, it'll be easier to let money flow back in. I was like, you telling me to spend money? But that has really been the best piece of advice, because I take that in my personal, like, financial life as well. And in times where I used to hold on to money and I'm scared to pay a bill because I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get this money back. I learned how to just, like, nope, pay your debts, pay those bills, invest, and know that it'll come back.
Yeah, absolutely. What advice would you give to someone right now who is just ready to give up?
Don't. I would just say, don't give up. Take a step back. Like, if you need to, it's okay to pause. It's okay to take a step back. But I would tell somebody to really ask yourself, why did you start it in the first place? And what about whatever you're doing or experiencing right now is causing you to want to give up? Like, really kind of think about that, because I found that when I reconnect with my why, it helps me eliminate all the fake measures of success I feel like I'm not hitting. It's just like, oh, well, I actually do love I love the job that I'm working, and that's enough for me.
Nice. What's a resource that has helped you in your business that you can share with the Friends in Beauty community?
People. Honestly, my circle, right? I would say use your circle of influence. And if you feel like the people in your circle don't have anything to offer, get a new circle. Because if I don't know something, I know I can go to my circle and be like, hey, y'all, did y'all, this, that, and the other. And it really helps me, because it opens up the doors to other resources that I didn't have access to.
Yep. Absolutely love that. That's why y'all got to come out to these Friends in Beauty events.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, because that's definitely the place to meet people who are on the same page as you. And that's the reason why I started doing those events too, because I was coming across so many people who didn't have like beauty friends, because it's different from asking your friends and family, about certain things. But if you have those people in your community who are business minded or who are doing kind of like the same thing that you're doing, that you can kind of bounce ideas off of and get advice, then definitely.
Can I just say something about the Friends in Beauty, like your networking events, just to anybody who's listening? I would say not only go and attend, but before you decide to step into a networking event, like, be intentional and tell yourself, I'm going to be open. Because people go to networking events and sit in the corner. And I know because I used to be that person a lot of the times. And you can't network when you're sitting in the corner, not being open and just introducing yourself. And I know that there are a lot of introverts in this world. I know that there are people who probably felt like how I did at first and was intimidated when you step into a room like that. So you like, girl, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just over here and be quiet. And I am like known for being the girl in the corner quiet. But I would say go to those events and really challenge yourself to be open. You know, maybe set a goal and say, I am going to challenge myself to make 5 new friends today, or, you know, to meet 2 new people, whatever that is. But be intentional, go and challenge yourself to just be open, because people are not as intimidating as we're making them to be. Like, everybody is human, and all the people you meet in those spaces, they trying to reach their goals just like the rest of us. And there's so much value in being in a community full of goal getters.
Absolutely. Thank you, girl.
You're welcome. I love the concept. Like, I love it all, because it's just like, yes, like we need this. And some of my old beauty students have gone to your event.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And I've been so proud. Like, okay, girl, I see you out there, you know, network. And they're just, you know, they're challenging themselves to be in a space that is generally uncomfortable for them. So, you know, shout out to them.
Yeah. And what I like about, not to toot, but what I like about the event.
Toot it, girl. Toot it.
No, it's not tooted, but like, just because I'm so like laid back and I like to have fun, most of the time the event doesn't feel like networking. It just feel like you came to a party and you met some cool people that happen to do makeup and photography and, you know, all of the things that you do. So that's why I like the events too.
Yes. And everybody looks amazing at the event. You be like, oh, girl, I'm gonna try that too. Oh, I like that lipstick.
So the last, what is it? Rapid fire question. I want you to fill in the blank. I want you to say, my name is blank, and the key to longevity and success is blank.
All right. My name is Shavon, and the key to longevity and success is alignment.
I like that. That's the first one. I like that. Alignment.
I do. I really believe that success comes and sustainability comes when you're doing things that are in direct alignment with who you are, with, you know, where you're going, and, you know, your spirit. So alignment.
That's a good one. I like that one. That's probably like my favorite one so far. Alignment is so true.
Thank you. I'm learning how to do everything in alignment with, you know, where I'm trying to go and make sure that it's the right fit.
Yes. So share your social, wherever people can find you or you want to be found.
I would tell people to find me on Instagram. You can go to my beauty page, which is Shavon Dotson Beauty. So Instagram at Shavon Dotson Beauty. And then also check out my makeup and mindset Instagram page as well, which is @_makeup and mindset. So check those out. Connect with me, y'all. I love connecting with people. Please, like, be my friend. Let's connect. Let's vibe. Because I'm looking for new people to vibe with and to invite into my circle of influence. So let's be friends, y'all.
Let's be friends. Let's be friends in beauty.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Shavon. This was amazing. Thank you so much. This is amazing. I can't even.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I so appreciate you for inviting me into your space. I remember meeting you back in whatever year was it, 2016 or whatever year that was. Yeah. I remember meeting you and I was just like, yo, like, man, like, not only do she got a dope vibe, but sis is talented. But I remember how confused a lot of us were, you know, how we were all like, what, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just do makeup. And to see your progression and to see, you know, you just creating these platforms that so many people need and these opportunities and spaces that are honestly changing people's lives. It is admirable. Like, it is so inspiring to me. And every time I see you out here doing something and winning, I be telling people, I know her. I do. I be so proud, like clapping for people like, yes, just go get it. Because you're so talented. But the way that you operate is so pure. And you're providing spaces that people need, and you are honestly changing the trajectory of somebody's life right now. And they're going to look back on those moments years from now and just probably cry and be like, wow, like this woman changed my life. So I honor you in being that beacon of hope for people and being their educator, their guide, their leader, their source of hope and light. And it's beautiful to see, and you radiate that. And I know that you attract that. So congratulations.
Thank you, Shavon. That was so nice.
You're welcome.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty, and subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find this show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, #Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.